Alright guys, welcome to another edition of the USDJPY currency pair speculation. The first thing I want to do is I want to identify a trend, and I can see that I have a buy trend. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to identify my support and resistance. And what I mean by that is I want to identify areas in the chart where price reacted. I can successfully pick this area, which is this one, okay, which is 151.304, and I can pick another one just to make a zone in that area. Okay, we identified that we have a trend, a buy trend market. What we are going to do is we understand that when price gets to a resistance, a strong resistance like this, and why do I categorize this resistance as a strong resistance is for the fact that the first touch broke through the zone, came back and created a double top in that same zone and broke through the previous low which it created. And this is what we have here. So you have this which broke through this low to this point, came back and sold. Now that selling broke through this low also, which it created. So and that is how you are able to determine if that structure which you are marking out is strong or not. Okay, so right now we've marked out that structure. All right. So another thing we want to check is we want to see where we want to enter our buy from, because we've identified that this is a buy trend, right? So we want to look at where are we going to continue buying from. So and that will take us to, let's say, 1 hour. Okay, on 1 hour now you have this. We want to see where price will actually come back to keep buying, because the market is a buy trend as we've been able to identify. How do you do this? It's very simple. Now I want us to look at something from, I want us to follow a pattern from this bottom. Okay, so I can successfully mark this area as a strong support area, and the reason why I can do that is because this support broke through this high, came back to form a double bottom that pushed price above the previous high that is created, that this sell created, and it struck all the way to the top, which tells us that this area is a strong area. Now as this market was selling, price was going to buy if it comes back into this area. So now price went up, okay, created this high, right? When price was coming back down, price tested this area and gave us this. This is a clear insight to tell you that this area is very strong. This area is extremely strong. For it to create a double bottom, the first bottom broke this eye, this two eye, created two eyes again, sold, then retested that same bottom to give us this long pie. It tells you that if price starts selling, your best area to buy the market from again is still that same area, and that is what we are trying to achieve at this place. Do you understand? So I'm showing you that pattern so that you get it right. So now price sold from this area, right, and broke this low, right? Good. Now price came back to that area for a double top, okay, and look at what it did. It's all pattern, right? It's all pattern. Now let's go back to our 1 hour. Let's do the same thing here again. What we are trying to look for now is we are looking for where we are going to enter from, right? That we've been able to identify that our trend is a buy. We've been able to identify a strong area where we know that, or where we believe that price is going to start selling from. That same thing that we are waiting for, that is yet to happen. I'm showing you that a similar of it happened there, which is what we are trying to also take when it gets to that top, right? So now we've been able to identify this one. Now let's go to the next one. So you keep watching. Okay, price bought. Okay, price bought again. broke this high and came back, then bought, broke this high, then came back, like that, like that, like that. But what I want us to look at is which area of all this support that was being created, which area is strong. If you look at it, this is it. Price bought, right? Sold, created new highs, came back to that area, right? Came back to that area before it gives us it gives us this. So now what do you want to do? You want to take your rectangle and you want to mark out that area. You can sell this market up to this place, and also what you can now decide, because now this is a third touch. Okay, this is a third touch. So I'm going to show you something that most times happen in third touch. So most time in third touches, a liquidity sweep would always happen. Most times in third touches. Look at this. So you pick the highest of the previous area. So look at this sweep. Look at this sweep. Bought, sweep, then retest and start selling. So we're expecting something like maybe something like this to happen. Sweep, come back into the area, retest, or do a double top. But if you're doing a double top, then that's scary. But I'm expecting it to retest, then sell to this point. Third touch in this area too can sweep, or it keeps selling to this place. So whichever whatever market data is being utilized to push price, but this is what I'm expecting that should happen based on the patterns that I have seen in the past on the USDJPY currency pair.